Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Valued, and today we're going to be talking about all of the newest changes to the World's Edge map in Season 10. This season has shown to be one of many new things, and the second oldest map is no exception to the changes. We're going to talk about what happened to the map we all know and love, and a deep dive into what you can expect when you find yourself in these new areas. But without much further ado, let's get right into the video. When we talk about World's Edge, many people have either the original World's Edge map come to mind, or likely the more recent version that hasn't seen many big changes since Season 6. The changes that were done darkened the sky with some clouds and gave an entirely new feel to the map. And these changes have been reverted, and the sky is back to a beautiful blue, as well as overall the brightness of the entire map feels pretty uplifting, which is quite incredible considering what has occurred as of Season 10. Unfortunately, since Harvester's arrival to World's Edge, it has been mining at an aggressive rate. This highly aggressive mining has led to lava erupting across the lands. With lava in the north and the south, something had to be put in place to try to minimize the destruction. Hammond Labs has now constructed some climate controlling machines. These new machines have very clean and scientific buildings near them, as well as the new flying gondolas that connect them. These transport platforms move across the large lava fields, which happen in some locations of the map now. And speaking of those new locations, let's get into detail about those and what you can expect to see when you drop in. With such large changes happening to World's Edge, it can be kind of difficult to get a good grasp of ranked all while learning about these changes. Having an experienced player play with you and show you the hidden tricks that can help you perform better and climb higher will keep you ahead of all your enemies. And you can find a ton of these players on the ProGuides website 24/7 for every region. The link will be in the description below. Alright guys, so when we talk about large changes, we of course are talking about these old POIs that have been overhauled with the new season. Sorting Factory, Train Yard, and Refinery saw the majority of these huge changes. Sorting Factory is now named Lavasiphon after a large sinkhole opened up and swallowed the old buildings there. Gone is the Train Yard we all once remember, and in its place is Rockslide. Many of the old structures covered in rubble after the shaking collapsed the nearby mountains. Refinery saw the largest change as its entire area was expanded in the north when Hammonds reconstructed the area into the climatizer. The first of these we want to talk about is going to be Rockslide. After the burying of Train Yard, a large crane was brought to the center of the POI. This area has some pills near it, much like staging does, but without the building directly behind it. Surrounding it in a random scattered way are some train cars that remind you of this place's history. Gone also are the annoying floating train cars, and in their place, a single unenclosed platform near the crane gives amazing vision over the surrounding areas. There are 2 zip lines that lead up to it, and even some loot that spawns up there. Towards the tunnel entrance leading to the fragments, you'll find much less intimidating high ground than before. The train tracks are completely gone, and instead there are loads of cover and a slight slope with many ways to approach it. The slope also includes a route down into the tunnel leading to the vault and out of the location. On the outskirts of the POI towards the north, you'll find a few large vehicles with some loot in them, but overall, that's about it for here. Honestly, this location is unique and feels good to play in, but it doesn't offer the best amount of loot for a full squad of 3. If anything, we only really recommend this spot in duos or if your normal spot is taken, but it doesn't take away from how new and fresh it feels at Rockslide. The next spot we're breaking down for you guys is Lavasiphon, one of the largest POIs on the map with loads of loot and ways to move around it. This place is fantastic and honestly is one of our favorite spots on the map now, with 3 very large multiple floor buildings cutting the location into 3. One being on the far north side, one being on the far southeast side, and one in the middle connecting the 2 of them. These have pairs of gondolas that move the entire length of the POI, and these are really nicely sized and even have loot on them. They do not stop at the middle building at all, but they do slow down for you to hop on or off there. And from the middle building, you find yourself completely surrounded by lava in a very large structure to the northwest. This used to be the spot of a small crane in sorting, but now it's a building with loot in it. All of the buildings here have multiple levels and loads of loot in them. The layout of them also allows for easy level changes and even full rooftop play as well. This spot was good as Sorting Factory, but in my opinion, it's completely in a different league of its own as Lavasiphon. The last POI to see a huge update is Refinery. With the place being destroyed by the lava fissure emerging more in the north, Climatizer was built as a large dam to control the flow of lava. The large dam is located in between Epicenter and Climatizer, and really made the large ridge extremely playable, as well as added a little bit of loot to it. Surrounding this area are large towers that have loot near them, as well as an extended play area on the northeastern side of the map. The buildings here are just as loot-filled as Lavasiphon and even resemble one another. There are multiple levels full of loot and cover. Another thing that's shared here are the flying gondolas. There are 2 labs on either side of the POI that are connected by them, which really helps with rotating through here since the floor below is literally lava. Outside of these buildings are a lot of pills and cover to take smart fights with your team. This upgrade from Refinery truly offers support for many teams to land and fight over the loot. All of the POIs mentioned also get a survey beacon and offer many good rotations from them. And guys, speaking of some of the new rotations you'll find, Overlook now has a tunnel into the no-name tunnel and has a door that opens into the large room where the vault is located. This makes Overlook a lot more appealing as it gives more options to rotating towards the geyser from that side of the map. There are a couple aesthetic changes done to Refinery as Bloodhound has left his tribal markings to signify the cause of all the problems. And overall guys, this map looks fantastic and feels so great to move around on now. I'm sure you guys agree with me, the map is so fun to play on. It looks beautiful and the changes added a ton of loot to a lot of spots that were kind of outdated. With Season 10 kicking off with a blast and the map being well received by many players, this is looking to be an amazing season. Many times when map changes happen to popular POIs, players don't always take well to it because oftentimes the changes don't actually improve the area. However, this doesn't seem to be the case here as all the locations have either been majorly improved or have received some minor ones, kind of like Rockslide. Speaking of Rockslide, it now has a much better playstyle for the area than Train Yard ever did, even though the loot isn't as reliable. And both Lavasiphon and Climatizer are going to be top tier locations to land and loot because they offer the full package for teams: loot, information, and good rotations. So if you and your team are wanting to test out the heat, then definitely give these new spots a go before all the other teams learn them before you. With the map getting all of these useful changes and even beautiful upgrades to the skybox, Apex is literally looking better than ever before. When learning new areas, try not to get frustrated at deaths from spots you don't know exist yet, and instead take the time enjoying the new looks and locations and learning these spots for yourself. If you guys are looking to improve this season, then make sure you're subbed with notifications on. But anyway, my name has been Valued, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.